A queen, down on her knees. Esther knows, before long, she may be dead. The crime is easy to say and hard to face, to speak to the king when you have not been summoned. And here is the detail that changes everything. She is there on her knees, yes, but her request goes in an unexpected direction. She asks for the right words, for the moment the decision arrives. Put fitting words upon my lips, for the hour I stand before the lion. Esther understood something about prayer that gets lost if we are not careful. There is a kind of silence that kills more surely than speech. The silence of someone carrying an urgent truth and choosing their own safety. In the book of Esther, a decree of destruction hangs over her people, and she is pressed up against an invisible wall. Keeping quiet might keep her on the throne. Speaking might place her before death as a Jew. And even so, she sees a third way, to turn speaking into liturgy. She understands the empire's protocol, that cold rule. Anyone who approaches the king without invitation may pay with their life, and she knows it. Now notice what Esther asks for. Her request is precise. She asks for fitting words. Courage and protection sit in the background, and the words move to the center, as though she knows that consecrated words can disarm even lions, as though she understands that when a person accepts death for the sake of truth, their speech carries a weight no mere rhetoric can manufacture. And I will tell you, that still amazes me, because we tend to ask for danger to go away. Esther asks for strength to pass through the danger, with her mouth open and her heart steady. Psalm 138 keeps that memory the way a family keeps an old testimony. On the day I cried out, you heard me, and you put strength into my soul. The psalmist chooses a word that changes the whole scene: strength. The danger remains there on the horizon. God's answer shows up inside the man as inward firmness, while the road outside stays narrow. There is a great difference between asking to escape and asking for strength to cross through. Esther learned that in her own skin. There are moments when God's work begins when a person accepts the risk, when they would rather die speaking than live bent out of shape. And here, my son, my daughter, I need to pause just a little in the heart of what we are saying. If you know someone living under this pressure, with the truth stuck in their throat, afraid of losing everything, leave in the comments only this: the time has come. Sometimes a short sentence becomes company for someone who is alone. And now, Esther's story throws a different light on the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus says, "Ask, and you will receive. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be open." After Esther, those words sound heavier. Asking can cost a life. Seeking can put into your hands what your soul was avoiding. Knocking can open a door that, deep down, you were afraid to see opened. Jesus goes on with a simple household picture, and that is exactly why it can be dangerous. Which of you would hand your child a stone when they ask for bread? And I keep wondering, what if the bread the Father gives comes with a narrow road beside it? What if the fish comes with bones that prove the hunger was real? The question in the end is plain. God gives. The point is this: is the heart ready to receive what He gives and to carry what comes with it? Esther asked for words for the moment she might die, and she received words that saved a nation. But those words came after an inner surrender. They came when she accepted the cost, when she agreed to cross over, with no guarantee she would return the way she entered. There is a moment in the text when Esther says a sentence that puts cold in the back of your neck. I exposed myself to danger. That sentence carries responsibility. It was a choice. She decided it was better to die doing what was right than to live tied up in what only looked safe. And here the loop closes right in front of us. To risk your life by speaking proves before all the worth of the God you trust. The word goes out like an offering. Your whole life steps into the request. True faith leaves a trace.
And Esther's trace did not stay locked inside the book that bears her name. It shows up in every person who chooses to speak when silence would be more comfortable. In every soul who knocks on a door knowing that on the other side there may be lions. Jesus closes the passage with a summary that has crossed the centuries. Treat others the way you would have them treat you. And when I set that beside Esther, the commandment takes on a new weight. Because sometimes we wish someone would risk themselves for the truth, that someone would speak when silence feels safer, that someone would knock on dangerous doors for love. The door Jesus promises to open has a price that few ever mention. Are you willing to pay it? I ask that with respect, because I know how it hurts, and I know how we try to bargain with heaven. The deepest secret of prayer that Esther leaves us is this: God answers the one who asks for strength to live or to die in the right way. And when that risk is accepted, something changes in heaven and in here. A person kneels down, and the knee marks the ground. The mouth opens, and the words gain weight. The cry goes up, and mountains begin to move in God's way. Even if life ends, the testimony remains. True faith leaves a trace, and the deepest trace is often silent to the eye. The marks of knees on the floor of someone who chose to pray and speak instead of disappearing on the inside. Esther asked for words to die. She received words that shook an empire. What will you ask for today? If you want to keep walking with us through these scriptures, subscribing helps this place reach someone who needs strength in the soul.